James, what gives you the confidence you and your teammate can turn around this situation you find yourselves in at the moment?
Obviously, we had a bad performance and a bad result against Kilmarnock, and then we really bounced back with a midweek game in Europe with a good performance and a good result. So we know as a team that we have the performance levels there, but it's about just being consistent and delivering that performance and obviously results in every single game. With
your role here being captain, obviously, have there been any specific discussions with the manager in terms of where things are at and how they improve?
We constantly chat throughout the season. As a captain and as a manager, we always have a dialogue with each other all the time. Winning, losing, we always want to improve. But yeah, it's important to have that dialogue and have a dialogue with the squad and demand more with each other.
I suppose in moments like this, a manager will always get a lot of criticism. How committed are the players to trying to turn it around for him? How do you feel that's working at the moment?
The players are obviously fully committed to turning anything around. The lads want to win games. Obviously the manager's obviously getting criticism, the team's getting criticism, but that happens obviously when you don't get the results that you want, and it's down to us as players to improve ourselves and obviously first and foremost deliver the results that the club want and the fans want.
James, the manager's been taking a lot of stick over the last few days, especially since the game up Tawtry, but do the players have to take a big share of the blame as well for the performance?
Well, it's us that are on the pitch, so we're in it together collectively as one team. We all put our hands up and be responsible for when the results are going bad and results are going good. It's a collective team performance, and it's not just the starting 11, it's the full squad. It's down to us to improve each other, to demand each other, and to get what we want out of this season. And we've just got to continue to do that.
You've been here for a long time, James, so plenty of highs and lows. Given the fact that the club are in third place at the start of November, 9 points behind Aberdeen and Celtic, is this one of the toughest places you've been in since you've been here? And how do you get yourself out of these situations when the form does dip so drastically?
Yeah, it's obviously not the spot that we want to be in this stage of the season. But at this stage of the season, it's still very early in the season, so there's a lot of games to play. Obviously, it's important this weekend in the cup that we try and get ourselves into the final. That's obviously the first competition that you can obviously get your hands on, so it's very important for us to get into the final and obviously try and retain the trophy. So that's our aim. And obviously in the league, we're 9 points behind, and it's not good enough for our standards, but we know where we need to improve. We're continuously working hard to where we need to be. But in football, obviously, you can't continue to dwell in the past, because the games come thick and fast, and you need to reapply yourself and go out there and get the results.
The manager said on Wednesday
night. How hard is it to hear the criticism, and how do you react to it?
It's part of the parcel of football, you're going to get praise, going to get criticism. It's part of the parcel of football, and it's the way how you have to deal with it. And we, like I said before, we obviously had the same situation against Kilmarnock when we dropped points, and with the performance that we put in, and then we responded really well. But it's about, we responded really well, but keeping that performance levels and the results where we want it to be. So it's just us being consistent and, smaller, finer details in the game where, we need to be more clinical when we go forward. We need to be more clinical defending as a team. It's small things, but they all add up, so we need to really concentrate on them small things.
The manager always takes the brunt, as we've already spoken about in this today. If worst case scenario you don't win on Sunday, would it be the right thing to do to stick with him? I.e., would it be wrong to get rid of him?
Well, obviously our aim is to win on the weekend, so we're not thinking any other way as a team to go into this weekend and not thinking about winning the game. That's our main focus. it's to get ourselves into a final, and that's all we're thinking about.
James, you often hear players being told that they're playing for their own future. Do you feel you're in a situation now that the players are playing for the manager's future?
I think everyone plays for everyone's future in every single game. You know, you start the season off, you have ambitions, you have targets where you want to be, and you're training every single day to get to those targets. You're playing every single game to get to those targets. So you're always playing for a future. But you know, as a club like Rangers, you have to win things, and that's the demand that this club has, and us as a team have to back that up.
You saw the supporters' anger at Pittodrie not for the first time this season. Do you understand their anger?
Yeah, I totally understand the frustrations, because ultimately they want to see us win games. You know, there's frustration among ourselves. We never want to go to a place and drop any points and obviously lose games, so you can understand the frustration. But me as a captain and me as a squad player for Rangers, you know, I'm doing everything possible in my power, and I know all the players in the dressing room are going to be doing everything in their power to, you know, to put in the performances and the results that the fans will be, you know, proud of. So we've got to continuously work hard every day, and you know, obviously ultimately we can do all the talking we want, but we've got to do the talking on the pitch.
Last couple for us. One of the things that Philippe Clement said after the Aberdeen match was that it was one of the team's better performances of the season. At the start of this media conference, you acknowledged that it was a bad performance. You're almost like not on the same page. Can you understand why supporters are taking issue with this?
Well, it's in the end of the day, you want to walk away from a game with 3 points. So, you know, as a performance side, you know, we didn't, you know, have maybe the clinical chances to put away the ball in the back of the net to get the 3 points. So us being critical on ourselves, maybe overcritical on ourselves, because we demand so much more as team and as players. We want to perfect what we do on the pitch, and when we don't, we're obviously critical on ourselves as players, and we'll obviously observe it where our demand is probably more higher or probably the same, but we just really demand high standards in this team. And you know, walking away from Pittodrie not winning the game, you know, it's going to be bad for all of us as a team, and as we would think that the performance will be bad.
In the summer, in the summer, James, obviously there was a lot of speculation over your future. Then you had that incident with a Rangers supporter at Ibrox after the Celtic game. Has that impacted on your performances this season?
No, no, I go out every single week, try to play my best, try to play the hardest I can possibly be, and try to improve every single day. So, no would be the answer to that question.